Hey, all right, Warriors, let's get after it. It's Coach Willertz. We're going to do a little bit of some D-line stuff in addition to what Coach Slate did with the Warrior fronts, Warrior defense. Want to highlight some stunts and some movement with the D-line. All right, so let's give it a try. Let's see how it does, right? This is Warrior defense, what Coach Slate had, right, as a review. Defensive philosophy, multiple fronts, moving. If you remember the quiz last week, that was one of the answers. Everybody moving, causing confusion, and kind of creating multiple fronts. So as a defensive lineman, you really need to know what the fronts are, where you line up in the fronts, and what are the basic stunts, right? And that's the goal of today, is for you to feel more comfortable highlighting the different fronts, where you line up, and some of the different stunts, and a couple blitzes also. All right? So, fronts. First of all, alignment. This is important as far as we'll say, okay, you need to line up in a 1 technique, or you need to line up in a 3 technique. You need to know that. So this is your alignment chart, right? If you're head up on the center, it's considered a 0. Head up, going to hit the center right in the mouth. Straight up on them, that's a 0. But if you're on the shoulder of the center, right, and when we line up, guys, we want to line up with our helmet on the shoulder pad. Helmet on the shoulder pad of the offensive lineman. Not in the gap, not head up, right, chest to chest. Our face mask on the shoulder pad of the offensive lineman. So if we're in a 0, head up on the center, right, then it's my jersey number to their jersey number, right? See my new shirt? Get them chopping. That'll be a quiz question. But if you're in a 1 technique, your helmet is on the shoulder pad of the center, right, on the left or the right. Then if you move out to the guard, right, here's the guard. Head up of the guard is a 2 alignment, right? Head up on the tackle is a 4. Head up on the tight end is a 6. 0, 2 on the guard, 4, 6. Outside shoulder of the center, 1. Outside shoulder of the guard, 3. Outside shoulder of the tackle, 5. 1, 3, 5. Then the tight end is goofy. Inside shoulder is called a 7. Outside shoulder is a 9. Why? Because we like messing with defensive linemen. I was a D lineman too, so they mess with me too. If you're in an inside shade of the guard or inside shade of the tackle, it's called a 2-eye or a 4-eye. 2 is head up, 2 eyes inside shoulder of the guard. Head up on the tackle is 4. Inside shoulder of the guard is 4-eye. All right? Again, if I'm in a 2-eye or a 4-eye, my helmet is across from, my face mask is across from the offensive lineman, across from their shoulder. Face mask, shoulder pad. Face mask, shoulder pad. So many guys will line up in the gap. No, don't want you in the gap. Want you on a part of his body. Whether it's an inside shoulder, if I'm in a 2-eye, 4-eye, or a 7, or if it's on the outside shoulder pad, if it's a 1, a 3, a 5, or a 9. All right? Hokey alignment, we're not worried about. We're going the wrong direction. All right, 31. All right, so how we call our fronts, Coach Slate went over this before. All right, a 31 means that the strong side defensive lineman, which is the tackle, is in a 3 technique. That means outside shoulder of the guard. And the weak side tackle is in a 1 technique. 31. 31. Okay? My stud and my end are both in 5 techniques, which means outside shoulders of the tackles. All right? Now, Coach Slate went over these alignments, but he did not go over what do we do in evil, slant, tom, X, and slice. So I want to go over that. I'm going to draw it up versus a tight end, too. because when you have a tight end, that changes the alignment for the front side stud. Now, coach, what positions should I learn? If you're going to learn a position, it'd be great if you knew all four. That may be difficult for most of us. So you should definitely know two. If I'm a tackle, I should know the nose. If I'm the nose, I should know the tackle. I should know both these positions. If I'm the stud, I should also know the end. And if I'm the end, I should know the stud. They're very similar positions. You should be able to play both of them. All right? So while you're watching this video and learning plays, defenses, and stunts, learn both end positions or both inside positions. All right? All right. So let's go over evil, slant top, X, and slice. All right, so this is a 31 evil. So notice that we're in the 31, 3, and a 1. Now previously, when there was no tight end, the stud was in an outside shoulder of the tackle, which is a 5. Just like the end, they're both in 5s. But now that there's a tight end, we're going to put the stud on the inside shoulder of the tight end. That's a 7 technique. All right, it's still responsible for that gap. All right? So in a 31 evil, evil speaks to the end on the back side. All right? The end is going to rip inside. He's going to rip inside. So when we gap charge, we're always wanting to step with the foot that we're going to. That same foot. So if I'm gap charging left, like the end is right here, what foot am I going to step with? My left foot. So I'm going to take a short power step with my left foot, and then I'm going to crossover step with my right foot. Power step with my left, crossover with the right. But as you can see with the video, when I do that, I have to turn my shoulders. I have to turn my shoulders, and I'm going to grab grass with my right hand. I'm going to power step left foot, crossover step with my right foot, and as I crossover step, I'm going to dip my shoulders, and I'm going to grab grass. I'm grabbing grass. Now, ends and studs, when you gap charge an inside, you're going to need reps. We need reps with this. If the tackle blocks down like he's going to linebacker, I do not want to go across his face because I could get caught up in the wash. I come off his rear end, I stay nice and tight, and as I let him go first. So as I gap charge to go inside, if I feel that pressure of him coming down, I let him go. And then I play right off his rear end, anticipating usually kick out, running back, quarterback coming at me. If that tackle steps wide, then I got to get my eyes on this guard, and then I'll definitely get across that tackle's face, and I'll be in that B gap. All right? It's going to take reps. In the 31 evil, nose is regular, tackle is regular, stud is regular. Okay? Let's go to the next play. I don't know if I can do that. Jump to another play next. Bingo. 31 slant, right? So when we're on outside shoulders, slant means slant strong, but it's only the tackle in the nose. Only the tackle in the nose. Same technique. Same technique. You're going to step with your left foot. In this circumstances, because we're slanting left, we're going to step with our left foot, and then we're going to crossover step with our right foot to turn our shoulders. See how my shoulders are turning? And then you can't see, but my hand's under the table. You're grabbing grass. All right? And you're penetrating, getting through the gap. As we penetrate, guys, very important, as you penetrate. Let's edit this clip. Let's see if I can do this. No, let's try this one. As you slant, tackle, and nose, step with the gap foot. Wow, I don't know if I can do all this. As you slant, tackle, and nose, step with the foot you are going to, and cross over with other foot as you dip and rip. You're going to hear that a lot, guys. Dip and rip. Dip and rip. All right? Dip. Turn your shoulders. Turn your shoulder. Dip. Rip. That'll help you get through the gap. How far do you go? Go to the heels of the O-line. That's as far as you're going. Then when you get to the heels, find football. All right? Find the football. As you slant, tackle and nose, step with the foot you're going to, cross over with the other foot. As you dip and rip, go to the heels. Now what's interesting on your slant is the front side should be easy. All right? And we're going to give you more technique as we go. All right? I'm going to give you plenty more technique than this. But this is base stuff. But notice that the nose really has to get across the face of the center. He is not staying behind the center. On a slant, he's getting across the center's face. All right? Tackle's going through the B gap. All right, that's a 31 slant. 31 tom. So we're in a 31. This one, the nose is doing similar, but you're not slanting. You're not gap charging, you're looping. This is a pick and a loop. So your tackle is going to step. Remember, the gap that he's going to is to the inside right. So he's going to step with his right foot, but instead of dipping and ripping, we're going to pick, like in a basketball game. As a basketball player, you're going to crunch that guy, crush into him, but you want to pick him, keeping your shoulders square. As that happens, the nose is going to loop around. And that loop is going to be like a shuffle, like how you're going to guard pull this year. You're going to shuffle. So my nose is down, shuffle, get across the line of scrimmage looking for the football. 31 tom. And in stud, just play your regular technique. Okay? 31X, the stud is going to rip inside. That's going to be gap stepping with your right foot, crossover stepping with your left, dip and rip, right? Grab grass with your left hand. Grab grass with your left hand. Penetrate through the B gap. Tom, you're going to do something similar to what the nose did on the tom. All right? Tackle, attack the guard as the stud comes in front of you. Right? I'm here, comes in front of me, then I loop behind him. All right? X is just like a tom, but it's with the stud and the tackle, whereas the tom is with the tackle and the nose. All right? The tackle picks, but in an X, the stud gap charges. Right? And we'll get more into this and get you plenty of reps. Right? This is just the beginner, right? 31 slice, I think, is your last gap charge, defensive stunt. All right? You're adding the backside end. All right? So you're basically adding an, oh my gosh, what do we call it? We're going to add we're adding an evil to the slant. We're adding an evil to the slant. Thank you for being patient with me, guys. All right, there's your slice again. So as you can see, your tackle and your nose are doing a slant, and then your end on the back side is doing an evil. All right, so a slice is all of them. Stud doesn't do anything. All right, those are the stunts that you have. Out of a 31. All right, that's it. Evil, slant, tom, X, and slice. Those are our stunts out of 31. Of course, we have more fronts, right? You know that. The next front that Coach Slate went over was 22. Right? 22 means that your tackle and your nose are going to be head up on the guards, and then your stud and your end are going to be an outside shoulder. The tackles are 5s. Here again, he lists the stunts. Right? Notice that some of these are what we've already gone over in 31. Right? So let's look at these. Again, all these are on Huddle. This is Huddle, and it's under Willertz, Willertz additions. So you're going to want to go into Play Tools, Playbook, Defensive, right? And then this is an install, Willertz additions. Willertz additions. And notice, these are all the stunts that go with the fronts. 30 of them. All right? A lot of them are repeats. So it's not that tough. A lot of them are repeats. So let's find our 22. Right, here's our 22 slant. So we can run 22 we can run slant out of 22. We've gone over slant already, right? It's a strong stunt with the tackle in the nose. Angle is the tackle in the nose, or angling away. Slant to the strength, angle away. Okay, that's with the tackle in the nose. Pinch is all 4. All 4 are going inside. Rip it inside. Out of a 22, stay in your inside gap. Tackle, stay in that A gap. Don't go across the center's face. Same thing, nose. And in stud, you're doing the same thing. If that guy comes down hard, the offensive tackle comes down hard, then you're not going to rip inside him. You're going to rip right off his rear end. All right? If he turns out on you, or he bases, then you rip across his face. Same thing. Step with his right foot, the stud, crossover with his left, dip and rip, grab grass, get to the heels of the offensive lineman. Defensive end, since you're going left gap, inside gap, you're gap stepping with your left foot, then you cross over him with your right foot, grabbing grass with your right hand. 22 slant, 22 angle, 22 pinch, 22 tom. We've gone over a tom already. We can do that out of 22. 22X, we've done that already out of 31, same thing. 22 slice, we've gone over that. That's a slant and an evil. And then 22 Alice. 22 is Alice, is the first time we've seen Alice. That's away. All right, that's like angle. And then we add the stud. Okay? Now, as Coach Slate points out, 31 and 22 are only a couple of our fronts. Right? Yeah, 13 as a front. You have, now the only thing with 13 now is, right, is the first number that goes to the strength. So the tackle would be in a 1, and now the nose is in a 3. Whereas a 31, the tackle's in a 3 and the nose is in a 1. right? Weak pinch. Obviously, a weak pinch is going to be the weak side. Pinch, pinch. Alice is slanting away from the strength. Slants through this gap, rips across the face. Right? Alice is like angle away, and then we're going to bring the stud. Gap step with the right foot, crossover step with the left foot, dip and rip, left hand grabs grass. All right? 41 front is very similar to 31. 31 is the tackles cross from the guard. 41, we're going to put the tackle inside eye, 4-eye, strong side. We only have two stunts, evil and X, right? We've done evil, backside end, rip it inside. We've done X. Stud comes first, tackle loops around. We're forward to what I've shown you already. I'm not going to bring up every one. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 21 minutes. If there is a tight end here, stud's going to be inside shade of the tight end. 40 front was our front last year called over. Notice that we're keeping it simple. Coach Slate and I agreed. Let's not do a whole lot out of 40. All right? Let's just keep it nose and a head up, 0, 4-eye, studs on air. If there were to be a tight end, we put the stud head up on the tight end in the 6. Favorite thing to do is to do stunts with the nose, where we bring the mic here and the nose away. That's a moose. Or a bull is where the nose goes towards the bull side, the bob side, and the bob goes weak side A. Excuse me, strong side A. Here's your 40 moose. Nose goes to the mic side. Mic goes to the weak side A guy. All right, that's a moose. Obviously, the other guys are doing nothing but the regular stuff. And here's your bull out of 40. Nose goes weak. Bob goes strong A. Ends normal. Toms tackles normal. Studs normal. Okay. We have some other fronts that are a little bit goofy. 31-4 puts us into 31, right? 31, and then 4 tells the end on the backside to be in a 4-eye instead of a 5. 31-4. But you still slant, right? That's tackle and nose. You can still X, stud and tackle, and you can still tom. All right? So I've shown all those individual things. Right? Willertz additions, there they all are. Willertz additions, there they all are. Right? 31, 4, right? Slant, X, and tom. We have an up 13 for us. All we're worried about that it's a 13. You have a 4-13, similar, except let me show you 4-13. The stud's going to be in a 4-eye. All right, 13 means the tackle's in a 1, the nose is in a 3. So a 4-13, the stud's going to be in a 4-eye instead of a 5. Don't be confused. You know, you're going to get plenty of reps with this and practice, but it's important for you to get an idea of what some of the stunts are beforehand. All right? 31-4, 40, we've done that already. Up 13, we're worried about it being a 13. An odd front is going to be basically pass. All right? Odd is basically going to be pass. And we'll take a defense alignment out. And studs and ends will be working upfield. Noses can go either gap, and then we'll run some blitzes. Bull and Moose, right? We've gone over Bull and Moose already. And then also Mikey and Bobby, where the end comes inside and the Bob blitzes. That's a Bobby, Mikey, right? Not too difficult to figure out. The stud goes inside and the Mike comes around. All right? With this being the case, now we haven't even gone over any stemming, guys. Lining up, for example, in an odd, we wouldn't do that. Let me change that since we take a alignment out. But say we line up in a 4-13 and we move up to an up 13. So that this guy moves from here to here, from a 4-eye to a 5. So you're going to get plenty of opportunities to line up in one thing and move to another. We're going to get plenty of opportunities to line up in one spot, but then gap charge a different gap. So as Coach Slate said, we're going to have plenty of opportunity to move and cause confusion and do all those types of things to make our defense more unpredictable. Now, with that being said, there are two things that D linemen have to be this year. Number one thing you have to be is you have to be athletic. I don't care how big you are, but you have to be athletic. You have to be able to be quick enough to gap charge. You have to be quick enough to change direction after you get through the line. You have to be able to get through the line. So you're definitely going to have to work on technique and agility, right? The other thing is you're going to have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing because there's going to be multiple fronts and multiple calls, stunts. So you're going to need to know where to line up and where to go. If you don't know where to line up and you don't know where to go, you're going to have a hard time playing. We're trying to limit it so it's not going to be overwhelming, all right? But it does require you to do some studying, like watching a video like this, all right? I plan on embedding, I should have embedded quiz questions within this video so that you can go ahead and answer these quiz questions to help you understand what I'm talking about and to understand the diagrams. All right? Hang in there. I know it's a lot easier just to go out and play football. It's hard to watch film. It's hard to do these things that require more attention and focus and watching a video instead of actually doing it. So I know it's not easy. I'm proud of you, right? I'm proud of you. Keep on hanging in there. Keep on getting better, right? Know that everything you put in is going to be blessed. Everything that you do to make yourself better, even though it's unorthodox, is going to make you a better football player and also a better football team. And your hard work will not be not noticed. It will be noticed. All right? Hope you got something out of this, and be a warrior, right? Be a warrior.